Okay, so supposedly I'm live. And this is, as you'll know, never, by the way, as a special side note, just reminding you if your cat or your children are likely to eat these things, don't have them anywhere where they can reach them. Now, I'm lucky because this little guy here has never showed the slightest bit of interest. He likes his food. He likes his toys. He likes his belly rubs, but he has absolutely no use for houseplants of any kind. He had no use at all. And don't forget their leaves and petals can fall on the floor and you don't want to leave them there. If, oh, now, see, he's tired of playing with that part. Now he's going to just chase the stick. Okay, here's my little guy, my sweet little guy. And I thought he would be more fun to look at than me. I just don't feel like I just I have holiday depression. I try not to, but I mean the suggestion just to clear, just to cheer up and clear up and all that. It's really hard when your chemistry is kind of messed up. Uh I try. I really do. Hi Linda, how you doing? But part of the problem is the holidays with my body's family. It's what I'm going to call them. Uh family I was born into. They were more like holler days. People would sit around the table and yell at each other for various things, and hash over behind each other's back in the kitchen or in the living room. Things they didn't like that happened among them. Anyway, oh boy, they weren't happy. So I can't really. And when I got married, I tried to make them happy. I tried. I would always invite somebody in that didn't have a place to go that I thought might enjoy having a holiday meal with some people. And that's just something I had once I had a house of my own. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to breathe a little bit here. I'm still having a little trouble breathing. Um, so off and on, I get this still. It seems like ever since I got sick, off and on, I have these breathing, like where it's hard to breathe. Um, Not for very long. It doesn't last very long, but it's just kind of in waves. I think I'm gradually working it out of my system. Anyway, this is my baby. He's helping to keep me sane. Silly cake. Such a cute little boy. And he's a good one to spend the holidays with. Because he doesn't yell at me for anything except to fill his food bowl up. It's really all he ever yells about. It's like, Mom, the bowl is empty. Hey, Mary. It's the bowl is empty, Mom. You know how the story's supposed to go. I'm supposed to be cute and purr, and you're supposed to keep the food bowl filled. In fact, I wrote a song about that. Mommy loves me, this I know, 'cause the food bowl tells me so. Little kitties know what's good. Mom means comfort, love, and food. Yes, mommy loves me. Yes, mommy loves me. Yes, mommy loves me. The food bowl tells me so. Isn't that right? Little kitties, they know. It's they really don't ask a lot from us. And he's saving me so much money because He doesn't want any elaborate toys or anything. He's just happy with this little thing here. I noticed he was playing with my hair stick. It has a dangly thing off of it. And I said, it's time to get him a dangly toy. And this is him. He loves his little dangly toy, don't you? Yep, it's all his. It's all his. Anyway, hi, Gemini. Hi, Marilena. Oh, okay, we got some of you in here. Anyway, so I thought you might want to look at him better than looking at me today. Um, he's cute and fluffy and cuddly, and he might even purr for us if I stroke him just right. I don't know. He's kind of more interested in the toy right now, though. Anyway, I was telling you in one broadcast that somehow, if the gaming that I do is anything um, like the reality, if it reflects reality in any way, uh, because my personality being um, the way it is, I'm competitive, but I'm not really. I gotta say, I'm really not bloodthirsty. I tease about that, but I'm really not. I prefer really more peaceful pastimes. However, get me agitated and in a game, and you'll pay. don't don't threaten my people. You will not like the result. But an interesting story happened, and this is in a game. We had the top alliance. Of course, I'm always in the top alliance somehow in any game. I always end up in the top alliance somehow. Um, so we had a whole lot of enemies because when you're number one, it's kind of like David said. The problem is once you get to be David effin Bowie, you have to stay David effin Bowie. That's the next trouble you have. It's the next problem. And so to stay a number one, you have to act like a number one organization. So we had enemies, of course. We had, KOS, which is kill on sight. People, it's one thing you can do in this game. You also have a head and then a lot of other lesser heads of the organization to do things. And an alliance is basically a group of people who don't even know each other, have never met, who get along to get through the game, help each other through the game. It's kind of interesting. I guess some alliances do know each other, but a lot of them, you're with a lot of people that you don't even know. You have never met them before, but you all work as a team. And I find this very interesting for one thing. Yeah. Oh, Linda, I'm so sorry to hear about your baby, your special fur baby. Yeah, I'm sorry. That is very sad. But I'm sure that your fur baby will visit you because mine always have visited me. Yes. So, yeah. And this guy is older, and I know he's going to break my heart. I started to write a song about that too, called Someday You're Gonna Break My Heart. Yep. Hugs to you. I know how it feels. I mourned Maui for quite a while. I mourned my boy, Kanger, for years. And all of my babies, really. I miss them. I keep expecting to see them, you know, keep expecting to pet them, near their soft purrs and feel their silky furs. Yep, I miss him. I'm glad to have another baby now. Anyway, so we had some drama queens in this organization. Of course, it's the top organization. People who've spent money, and it means some people spend a lot of money. I spend exactly zero on these games. I'm one of those. I'll just work for it. I don't mind. I'll go into a game. I go into a game to relax, take my mind off of things, just to have a little company. It's nice to have an alliance, just to have a few people to chitty chat with. I am not one of those people that feels like I've got to have every single bell and whistle and actually I do really good for not spending any money on the game, and some people just have trouble believing that, right? But anyway, so we're a top organization, but there's feuds everywhere, and we have drama queens in there too. And then these more laid back, reasonable people, right? Now, this is interesting. We had a big blow up inside the alliance. The reason I'm telling you this story is because, well, you'll see in a minute. I'll get to that point. We had a big blow up in there. And our leader, he just said, burn everything to the ground. I'm leaving. That's it. I'm done. And said he was leaving the game. And the problem with this is there's things that only the main administrator can do. And we're like, where does that leave the rest of us? And by the way, not all of us really want to burn everything to the ground. We don't want to kill all of these KOS. We really don't want to do that. But you know what happened is a lot of the guys who were paying the big bucks, they left because they thought this ship is sinking, right? And they're like, okay, the ship is sinking. We might as well take off, form a new alliance. Okay, fine. The drama queens all left because there was no, the drama basically took off and formed its own organization. All the drama queens. We're left with just the people who are willing to stay around and see what we can still accomplish. And as soon as we realized that all the drama queens had left, where they're like, hey, this is actually kind of peaceful. We waited for the leader to come back, thinking maybe he was just in a snit, and didn't know. We were getting told that we weren't even going to be able to save the organization because they weren't going to let us. They never let people switch leaders, which it was totally not true and designed to get us to join the organization that they started. And it was kind of an interesting thing watching this drama in itself, watching them have their drama, while meanwhile, all of us that are left, we already know what we need to do to win. We already know what we need to do to keep everything on an even keel. And we just do it. We're just doing our jobs, right? We're just doing our individual jobs. We're making our quotas. We're doing our things that we're supposed to be doing. Oh, he's going to turn his back on us now because I quit playing. Look at that. See how you are? Anyway, we just kept going on, and it wasn't, and we found out later, in 30 days, if this guy doesn't come back in 30 days, we can appoint somebody else. So then one of us came up with what was something that was really on my mind, because it had already been 3 days. We had no drama. It's funny, all the drama left our organization, all of it. It was very relaxing. I was about on the edge of not playing the game anymore because of all the drama. Drama's gone. We decide, everybody who's KOS, we're going to make peace with them. We're going to say, okay, the leader's gone. We're going to start over, a clean slate. there are rules in this game. They're called rules of engagement. And if you go outside of those rules, you can alert the server that this person isn't playing by the rules, that they're getting around the rules. And the server will treat them however they want to treat them. But so we said, okay, as long as you're within rules of engagement, we are not going to come after you. Everybody is off our list of enemies. As far as we're concerned, you're all neutral. And we're starting over again under different management. And most organizations, most of them were like, okay, yeah, okay, we can do that. And we're there like, we're not going to do anything to you unless you start something again. That's, and even then we're just going to deal with you, not your whole organization. So, and actually this has been going on now. We're actually counting the drama-free days. And this is probably like 11 or 12 now. It's been 2 weeks without a leader, without our main leader, and we're happy. You know what? We're doing great. We dropped a little bit because we lost a lot of members. We lost about half our members. So we're not number 1. We're like still number 3, heading for number 2 though still. We gained a lot of new people, and everybody we took in, we made sure they knew about the no drama rule. Okay. So you start drama in our organization now, you're going to have to leave and find another organization that likes that kind of thing, because we don't like it. We made friends with everybody. We are, of course, still friends with people who left our organization and started their own. And it's like, dudes, we're still friends with you. We still love you, and they help us defend our territory. And, we all stand together, all of these. So we have like several organizations chained together, several alliances, and they all kind of stand up for each other now. And it's funny. Peace just broke out. And in fact, it's the most peaceful game, and it's fun now, and everybody wants to come in, and they're looking forward to coming in. And they hung around over the holidays. They would come in a little bit and say, hey, family, And honestly, it's like everybody's saying the same thing. I love this. I love this now. I love coming in now. I love, I can just play the game. I'm not worried about all this stuff happening all the time that I have to. And then one member comes in and he says, well, maybe when we get a chance, we can appoint somebody as a figurehead and then just have the main, the people who've been running it just keep running it. Who have been running it for the last few days. Why don't we just keep them and have the main guy just be a figurehead that can turn on and off things when we need him to, and and I'm said, you know what, that's a great idea, and maybe the world should start to look at that kind of a model. And he said, well, I was only kidding. And I said, you know what, though, maybe you were being brilliant, because it was in my mind too. So what do we need with having this one guy with all this freaking power if we're having to deal with his whatever is in his head, whatever drama is in his head? Much as I like the guy, he could also be very dramatic. He wasn't really fulfilling what most of us wanted. Why do we even need that? We seem to be doing fine, just having a consensus among us, because the people who are the secondary people taking care of this alliance listen to us. They listen to all of us, and then they make decisions among them and do things based on what we want. So why the heck do we even really need a central leader? And it makes me wonder, do we do we really need a central leader anymore? Wouldn't it be better, maybe? I mean, it was so much more relaxing. People were actually listening to everybody else, and it wasn't just one guy setting the tone, and if he was in a bad mood, it was all bad, you know? And I'm thinking that is kind of a good story for around the holidays, isn't it? Is this how peace could break out in our time? Is we just stop having this very centralized, just a few people have this all the say, and they're supposed to be. I mean, our leaders right now in this country are acting more like they're trying to be regents. They're trying to be monarchy instead of listening to what we want. They're not listening to what we want. Would we be better off if it just wasn't like that? If we just got rid of that paradigm entirely and had maybe the representatives of the states get together and they have to listen to what all the little counties say and put it back that way instead of having this big election where, you know, these two people are so supposedly so powerful. Um, I'm kind of thinking it's almost a lesson to us, you know, because it's not working. The United States was an experiment, and it was a good idea. It was a good idea to get away from monarchy. But look where we are. Now we got people acting like they want to be monarchs, trying to uh, say you will do it this way and you will do it that way instead of asking the constituents, instead of asking the subjects, the people who live here, instead of asking them what they need, telling us what we must do. All I can say is we're very happy now. Everybody's treating everybody well. We have lots of friends. We have hardly any enemies. And we're all happy to go in and see each other and do our thing and together. And it's great. I mean, I almost think we need to do something like that. And we need to somehow apply this to the world. I don't know how yet. Well, thank you. I think he's a baby too. He's a cute baby. He's an old baby, though. He's an older guy. He likes to mostly sleep. Just likes to sleep and get his belly rub and get up every now and then to eat or go poop. And then play with a toy once in a while, and he's happy. It takes so little. That's another thing. Our pets, one of the reasons we love them is they're simple to understand, really. The psychology isn't that hard. It's mostly about food and love and clean, and comfort. And it's just all very understandable most of the time, right? So, if you understand what they're trying to tell you, if you can fathom that, you can get along really well with your pet. Although some of them do cause drama for each other, they're like little kids sometimes. Yeah, yeah, he's like, yeah, I like my toy. It's nice. I like my food. It was good. My litter box is clean. I'm a happy boy. Everything's fine. You can see the butterfly on his head there. He's a happy boy. And he has a nice loud purr. I'll put out some videos that are just him purring. Maybe he's a sweet boy. Your puppy is still a puppy. He's going to be a puppy. He might be a puppy his whole life, huh? So that's just one story. Now, the other story that I have to tell is a little sadder. As you know, I have no family to celebrate the holidays with, which in my case is not, well, it's the good news and the bad news. The good news about it is, in my family, they were usually more like holler days. People would sit around the table and yell at each other, or or they would talk about each other in the kitchen or behind each other. It would just be gossip day. It was just, a day when you sat down to eat the food, and that was the good part. That was the good part. And the presents, that was nice, but the vibe, of just the vibe was not good. Um, Kind of scary because, some people would get drunk and act out, and you'd have to look out. It was scary. Holidays were scary. So, um, actually, and then the bad news is I don't have anybody to celebrate the holidays with because they're all with their families. Um, so they decided on Christmas Day, somebody decided, sort of spur of the moment, that they were going to have a Christmas get together. And I heard about it from somebody who just passed by. My helper just passed by and said, "Oh, apparently they're gathering in the common room and they're going to have a Christmas Day thing, so people aren't alone on the holidays." I'm there, go, "Well, that's nice. I'll bring something. I'll think of something to bring." And I had just bought a box of cookies, and I brought cookies because I knew about it. Just didn't really know about it until like 5 minutes before it was supposed to happen. And I go down there, and there's three ladies. Now you got to know, I'm in a senior place, senior housing here. And there's just three older women, and they're just, eating their food and kind of, "Oh, gee, this is good." And uh, kind of, kind of bored though. Obviously, they're not, they were hoping for a lot more people to show up. But of course, everybody is with their family. That has a family is with their family. So, so I'm down there and I'm trying to make jokes and liven things up like I do. And I'm really known for being the funny person, but looks ain't everything. But yeah, I'm known for being the funny person that kind of cheers people up. But they weren't having it. They weren't having it. They were all kind of sour. And then she gets out a game to play, and it's a trivia game. The instigator of this, who is a nice person, she does a lot of cooking. And she tells me it's because it's something she can still do. There's so many things she can't do anymore. She's on a little scooter. She's in or a wheelchair. She's not. What she can't walk, and she can't. Her hands shake, and so on and so forth. And all she can do is cook. So she cooks a lot. So she brings out this game called "I Wish I Didn't Know," and every piece of trivia is a downer. I mean, it's a real bummer to know. Like, I wish I didn't know this. It's like about infections and nasty things. It's all just stuff really I don't want to hear. And I'm like, uh, and she's just, and they're all kind of sad. And I'm like, Oh gosh, I never even heard of this game. Wish I didn't know. So that's why the answers are all so dark and, uh, wow, I'm like, why would you do that to yourself? Is that their reality? Is that where they're coming from? And I really felt like I didn't belong there. And I even asked him, I said, was this supposed to be private? Am I like intruding or anything? And it's like, oh no, no, it's everybody, it's for everybody, anybody who comes by. I'm like, okay, but really, I wasn't feeling like I wanted to be there. However, I realized that these people were not very happy, and that's why this was all happening. That's why they put this together, is that they were really blue. And I thought, okay, I'm glad I came because, at least toward the end there, I kind of got them perked up a little bit. But it's sad that these people are in that spot. And I think of people who are not like me. I'll just, rather than sit around and think about how horrible it is, I'll just do something obsessively to get my mind off of it. I'll either do art or music, but maybe not hang around with people too much because I don't want to be sad in front of people. But we need to do something about that too in this world. If you know somebody who doesn't have anybody for the holidays, the suicide rate is way higher on the holidays than it is other times of the year, and especially Christmas and New Year, because you just keep thinking about everything that happened during the year. And if you kind of have a dark view of that, it's hard, right? And I don't think people should be alone on holidays. Um, we need to figure out what to do about that, I think. Just, around the world, people who are alone. Some of them want to be, but I think everybody needs somebody sometime. Wasn't that a song? Everybody loves somebody sometime. We're really not made to be entirely alone. We need some contact once in a while. So if you're in a situation where you know somebody like that, please reach out to them and at least so they have some kind of contact. Now, me, like I said, I'll just keep myself busy. That's the way I always handle it because I haven't had the family since, I don't know, for 20 some years now. I have you guys. Hey, Peter, have you guys, but I just didn't want to be, like I said, I just didn't want to be sad in front of you. Um, my phone is overheating. Chrome is causing your phone to overheat, or it will be closed automatically in 20 seconds if you don't close it now. Well, guess what, folks? Hi. Well, that was weird. Hi, Ken. Hi, Peter. Hi, Barry. No, Barry, you're not late. I can still reach you without a planchette or a pendulum. So you're not quite dead yet. I'm just kidding. Is anybody still on? I don't know what happened there, folks. I don't even know if this is I don't even know if this is recording or I don't know what's going on. Uh, is this even working? Wow, that really it pretty much screwed things up. I don't know if this is even working. Okay, well, I'll try starting another stream.